Yes, earning a living is of course important. One should be able to live a comfortable life. But that should not be the end of education. The primary aim of education should make us better human beings. Human beings who are honest, upright, understanding, who can cooperate with others, who have a strong sense of imagination, and who are creative. And they should also be able to think for themselves, to be independent in their thought. They should not accept to them. Let's look into the next slide, where I have to summarize Rabindranath Tagore's main ideas about education. Now, for the sake of clarity, he divided it into two. He called one the education to live, education to become a good human being. And the other, he said, the education for a livelihood, education that helps us to earn a living. Now, when a person goes into medical college or law college or engineering college or in traditional academics, everybody goes there to learn, to get good results and get a job as a professor or doctor, lawyer, engineer, and so on. Again, there are many other courses, vocational training courses, technological courses, which also help people to earn a living. Tagore, that was the need-based or the lesser aim of education. For him, the exalted or the higher objective of education was to make us better human beings. And this, I think, is very important. And this, I think, we all as teachers should keep in mind. Because after all, information can be obtained from the internet. What are we as human teachers, therefore? In fact, I'm talking about human teachers because the situation has come up where we have IA teachers now. And these teachers, AI teachers now, artificial intelligence teachers now. So the AI teachers, they can give a lot of information, but they cannot make young minds wonderful human beings. It is we, as the human teacher, who is above the AI, who can create wonderful human beings. And we should encourage our students to think for themselves, independent in their ideas, and also be creative, to be imaginative. Now, next slide, please. Next slide. Yes. Now, since I'm speaking about skill, I would just like to underline what we mean by skill. As opposed to knowledge, skill is how to use your knowledge in a particular situation, how to use your knowledge in performance. It is a learned power of doing something competently, a developed attitude, ability. So, knowledge is theoretical, but skill is something practical. When you apply your knowledge in a particular area and achieve something, you're doing it with your ability, and what you're doing is you're doing with your skill. Next slide, please. So skill is an ability to do an activity or job well, especially because you have practiced it. Why do I say that? Because you have practiced it? Because all of us, perhaps in the beginning, do not have many skills. Being able to give a public speaker requires a lot of skill. Then negotiating with people, persuading people, time management, financial management, these are all skills we gradually excel in over the years. Maybe in the beginning, we are not too good. Perhaps we don't have the goals. But as we go on doing it, we become better and better. And I'm sure all of you as teachers, if you remember the first day that you entered your college or university, the very first class that you took, a little diffident, a little tense. Over the years, you became a skillful teacher. And today you are confident and you can face any situation. In the beginning, perhaps, if there were some students who were not attentive, creating some sort of trouble in class, you got angry very quickly. But today you know better. You have patience and you have the ability to control the situation. So that is skill. Well, of course, you need knowledge, you need theory. Because as a teacher, unless you have enough of knowledge, what are you going to communicate to the students? But just having that knowledge within you is not enough. You need the skill to impart that knowledge to others. And the more skilled you are, the more popular and loved you are as a teacher, and the more the children or the students absorb from you. Next slide. So skill is, in order to complete, you should have knowledge, ability, and competence. So as I said, that knowledge is primary. Without that, we can't start our work. But we need the ability. Ability or skill is something which is slightly different from just pure knowledge. I mean, I might be knowing so many things, but I'm unable to communicate that to you. For that, I need ability, the power of communication, the power of persuasion. And competence is how well I can do it. These can be developed to help you gain expertise in a specific area. And this expertise can be translated into greater success in your career and other areas of life as well. As I said, that yes, for the greater part of my life, I have been a dance performer and a dance teacher. But what I have learned, dancer and a dance teacher, I could transfer to other areas as well. Next slide, please. Now, we will quickly go through the different types of skills. First, job skills. Skills that we need to instill within ourselves as well as into our the professional field. What skills do they require to do well in their job? Then, leadership skills. Many people are employed, but some people rise quickly. They get promotions, while others are perhaps left behind. So what is it that makes a person rise, that makes a person a natural leader? This person attracts other who follow that person, who want to trust that person. So we will look into leadership skills. Then we are all parts of an organization, whether in a college or in a corporate firm or in our own professional field, an entrepreneur, everywhere we are within working in an organization. To run that organization, we need organizational skills. Now, life skills. What are life skills? Life skills are those skills which make us happy in our own personal life. Now, very, very successful, but their personal life is in a very poor state. Marriages, rebellious children, grumbling parents, and they themselves are also unhappy. And in fact, because they don't want to spend time with their family, they perhaps concentrate more on their profession. But that's not a very happy state. We, after all, belong to a family. We must be happy in our family, happy with our friends, happy in our society, and happy in the area that we are working in. For all that, we need life skills, skills which will make us very, and above all, we need communication skills. Now, we all need to communicate. Today, I am communicating to you. Then in class, you're communicating to your students. In a seminar, you're communicating to the audience. In fact, in this world, we are always communicating. And communication is so important. In fact, the art of communication is very, very important. And we will look into that aspect. Next slide, please. Could this Abhi, of you have come across the word Abhinaya? There have been many a time when in sessions like this, I have asked the participants to tell me what they understand by Abhinaya. Some have said that it means acting. Some have said that it means pretending. But actually means the art of communication. Ninayati Abhi. I'm carrying across Abhi towards you. Now, this word Abhinaya found in a Sanskrit treatise which is more than 2000 years old. And this is the Natya Shastra or the Natya Veda. There it is said that Brahma gave the Natya Veda to mankind because Brahma realized that although he had given the four Vedas, you all know about the four Vedas, Rig, Sam, Yajur, these Vedas contained the entire body of knowledge. But Brahma said to mankind, it was hardly making any difference in the lives of general people. Why? Because they could not understand what was there in the. So, Brahma created the Natya Veda, which he called the Pancham Veda or the fifth Veda. And this Veda, Brahma gave the knowledge of how to. Because if we cannot communicate, then how do we impart knowledge? Now, I mean, today you have the internet, you have books, but even then, there are many students who read up things in the internet, but who don't understand, who don't apply their mind, they don't apply their imagination. They just learn something. But we have to delve into it. In fact, in at the Guru Griha, the Guru imparted knowledge and the students imbibed that. So it was a human give and take. And according to the Natya Shastra, communication can be done at 4 different levels. First is Angik. Angik comes from Anga, the whole body. So the body and the parts thereof, like the hands, fingers, feet, I mean, whatever belongs to the body is a part of Anga. So we have Anga, Pratyanga, and Upanga. So whenever we are using our body to communicate, then it is called Angik Abhinaya. Now you might say that I am a teacher. Why should I use my body to communicate? But think of it. As you enter your house, the way you are walking, or you stand, shows your involvement. Students are following you. You have started speaking. The students are getting some message from you. Your expression also says a lot. Your expression also says a lot. Your body language also says a lot. Your body language also says a lot. Your expression also says a lot. Your body language 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 also says a lot. Maybe you not to lose your temper, but the behavior of your students are putting you off. So your face shows it. That is also Angik Abhinaya. So even without speaking, our body, remember that. You have to its experience. And this you should also teach your students. Vachik Abhinaya. Vachik comes from vachan or words. And as teachers, we with that the most. But speaking in any, we have to speak in an attractive way. First of all, the choice of our words. Then the way we are communicating the words. Are we involved with what we are saying? Does our voice have an intonation? Is there a quality of speech? These are the things that make students follow your classes. That draws their attention. So remember, the style of speaking is important. Just speech is not enough. The style of your speaking, the style in which you speak, the style in which you communicate through words is important. Then Aharya. Aharya is your attire. Now, in Western countries, teachers in higher education have to be formally dressed. In our country, there is no such hard and fast rule. But I think we should be conscious of what we are wearing, the way we are dressed, because after all, to our students, we are like role models. And they want to look up to us. They want to admire us. And we should make ourselves worthy of that. So what we are wearing, how we are wearing it, how we are carrying ourselves, these are important. And that is Aharya Abhinaya. Then Sattvic Abhinaya. Sattvic, Sattva is the mind. And the mind actually includes intelligence as well as emotion. And what we are thinking, what we are feeling is communicated through our face. And that is very, very important. If I'm absorbed with what I'm teaching, if I love what I teach, then my face will give that information to the students. And if I'm bored, oh my God, I have to go through this class and I hate that subject, well, our students will also hate that subject and hate us as well. So we have to be involved. Our mind has to be there. Then only will communication be perfect. Now, before I go on further, I would like to stress one thing. First of all, you are all teachers over here, and I am a teacher too. So please feel free to comment on what I'm saying, to ask questions. Not that I know the answer to all the questions that you will ask, but I will try to answer. And please feel free to interact. Let this session not be a one-way traffic. Now, as I said, that importance of communication was realized in our country more than 2000 years ago, and it was transcribed in the Natya Shastra. Today, in the Western world, people are realizing the importance of communication, but we have realized it thousands of years ago. I'm saying thousands of years ago because the Natya Shastra was written 2000 years ago, but maybe composed much before that. Next slide, please. Now, yes, the next slide is. These are some skills which in the Western world are emphasized. And these skills, it is said, make us good professionals. So we must try to inculcate these ideas within ourselves and also within our students. And these Western concepts, as you see, the first three deal with communication. What our country had realized centuries ago. Verbal communication, yes, I've been speaking about that. choice of words, method of delivery, nonverbal communication, body language, attire, written communication. Now, that is not mentioned in the Natya Shastra because in our ancient days, written communication was not much emphasized. In fact, the system of teaching was through verbal communication. The students heard and remembered. So it was Shruti, where they heard, and Sriti, what they remembered. In fact, even now, today, you just try to think about it yourselves. I think we remember much more when we hear something rather than when we read something. I suppose that is why we have teachers teaching us. Otherwise, we would just look up, we would just read books or today the internet. Because after all, the word of mouth, our ears are very important. And again, when somebody is delivering something through words, through Vachik Abhinaya, it is not only knowledge, it is also what that person has imbibed from the knowledge. Like today, I have my own idea of what I want to teach. And when I am teaching, I'm not only teaching the subject, I'm also putting in a part of myself. My own interpretation of the subject is there. Then other job skills are persuasion. We must know how to persuade people and make them accept our point of view. Maybe in the beginning, people did not agree with us, but it is our tact, our strategy meaning the way we speak, the way we smile, the way we communicate, everything can win over people to our side. Negotiation. Sometimes maybe people will not accept everything that we have to say, but we can go halfway and accept a part of what they have said, and they will accept what we have said. In today's world, technical skills are very, very important. When we were young, in fact, not only when we were young, till a time when we were old enough, for like school, college, university, research, even when I started teaching, in the first few years, I had never seen the computer because the computer had not come to our country in a way. Then the computer came. We learned how to handle it. In the beginning, many of my colleagues said, no, we don't want to do anything with the computer. For so many years, our knowledge system has run without the computer. So why should we be interested in it? But gradually, most of us realized that when technology is improving, technology is becoming so important in our lives, we should adapt ourselves and we should improve ourselves and learn the technology. So today, here I am, a person who had never seen the computer when I first started teaching. Today, I am teaching through the laptop and teaching with the help of a PowerPoint. And that I could do because I accepted that, yes, we have to keep abreast of the technological changes. So every day technology is changing. Every day new ideas are coming up. And at least I don't know, in the beginning, I started with Windows 7. Then today we have Windows 11. Maybe at one time we'll have Windows 21. And again, in the beginning, it was difficult to send emails. Today, everything depends on emails. And then we have our special telephones, our smartphones. They have become so important in our lives. Everybody is doing things through smartphones. We are sending messages to our students through smartphones. So we have to have the technical skills. And we have to be aware of things that are happening and make ourselves fit for it. Organization. Organizing is very important. whether it is a class that I'm teaching, the way I organize what I'm going to say, or a syllabus, the subject that I have to complete within a certain semester, or a research project which I have to complete within 2 or 3 years. So for everything, I need to be very organized, work according to a certain system. Then accounting. Accounting does not here mean money. It means that being responsible for what I'm doing. Many times we take decisions which might later prove to be wrong. But we should have the honesty to own up and say that, yes, when I took this decision, I thought it was right, but I was proved wrong. I'm sorry. If someone says that, others won't look down on that person. Rather, they will admire that person for that person's honesty. Because after all, we are all human beings and we can mistakes and we can make mistakes. But greatness lies in the fact that we acknowledge our mistakes. Finance skills. Yes, all of us need finance skills because whatever we are doing, everything has to do with money. I mean, whether we are running a department or a research project, whether we are collaborating with a business house, everywhere money matters. So we must know how to make a budget, how to ask for the money, how to convince the people who are giving the money that, yes, the money is actually required. Then having received the money, we must spend it in a proper way according to the budget that we had created. And then finally, we have to show that the money was properly utilized with the utilization certificate. Then mentoring and coaching. These are very, very important for us, the human teachers. Yes, sometimes we read in the papers or we read in articles that the AI is going to replace the human teacher. Why? Because the AI can answer any question right away. Then the AI does not get sick. The AI does not want leave. But the AI does not have emotion. The AI cannot understand young minds or any mind for that matter. It is a human being that can understand other human beings. Now, you as teachers are actually in charge of so many young minds. I have found that many teachers complain that no, students are not paying attention, that some of them are not interested in the class. But I think since I am the teacher, it is my duty to make the students follow the class. First of all, I have to try to make the class very, very attractive. And then again, if some people are not paying attention, we can be like their mentor or their guide. Who knows? Maybe that person might be facing some problems. Maybe there are problems at home, financial problems, broken families. Then that person might be facing problems with friends, problems in their love life. Now, you should be like a parent. When you find that some students are not paying attention, you just call them to you separately. Try to find out what their problem is. Try to guide them. Give them advice. Try to be their friend, philosopher and guide, of course. In fact, in earlier days, when people went to the Guru Griha, the Guru was like a role model. And there was the Guru and other senior sages as well, who guided the students, who gave them a vision of life, of how to behave. Now, many of your students might have come from backgrounds where they were not taught proper etiquette. There are many students who behave badly because nobody has taught them how to behave well. You take it on yourself to make those students into well-behaved people. Teach them. how to be well behaved in class and well behaved with everybody around them. Because after all, you are the teacher. You have been appointed to be in charge of your students. So you should not give up and say that, no, my students are like that. I mean, they are horrible. No. It is your duty to make the horrible people attractive people. Try to use your imagination, your creativity. Try to use your powers of humanity to win over those people. Coaching. Now, there are many students who are brilliant, who will understand whatever you're teaching them. But there are others maybe who find it difficult to follow everything you're saying. Identify those students. First of all, you will find that those are the ones who are not attentive. They are fidgeting around. And even looking at their eyes, you can see that they are not paying attention. So call them and tell them that what is your problem? If you are finding the subject too difficult, tell me where the difficulty is. I will try to make it more easy. So you as a human teacher should be both a mentor and a coach to your students. And from you, they will learn how to behave. From you, they will learn how to access knowledge. And from you, they will learn a way of life. Because you are their role model. You are their mentor. You are their guide. You are another parent to them. Because who knows, maybe in their own homes, their parents are not ideal people. But God has given them another opportunity in the form of you. You who are a very good human being, a very good teacher. So they will learn from you. Then ability to meet deadlines and time management. These are very important. We have to complete everything within a scheduled time, whether it is a project, whether it is a seminar, whether it is a syllabus. So we have to know how to complete the entire work within a certain time. Then the next set, which is on the right side, maturity, confidence, patience. All these, if you do not have in the beginning, these come with time. As you get more and more experienced, you are more matured, you have more confidence. You can patiently deal with situations which are not to your liking. Then these points are very important in any teacher or in any human being. And we should inculcate these values into our students. Ethics, reliability, honesty, integrity. All these make a person a good human being. And all these should be a part of education. When students have these qualities, they will not only do well in class, but they will do well in their professional life, in their personal life, and in life in general. Then we must teach our students, and we ourselves should also be aware of how we are presenting something, how we are communicating. As I said, that in our Natya Shastra, we have been told that the 4 avenues of communication or abhinaya, angik, vachik, aharya, and satvik. So use all these. And today, added to that, we have so many technological apparatus, like technical things. Like, for instance, we have this PowerPoint today. Then we have the video, we have the audio. So use all that and make your presentation very, very attractive so that people want to see it and want to remember it. Then we must teach our students how to face interviews. First of all, in any interview, body language and attire are very important. If a person is well dressed, as that person enters the room of where he or she is being interviewed, immediately a good impression is created. Then the style of being interviewed. A person has to be confident, but at the same time, humble. So humility and confidence should be combined. Confidence does not mean arrogance. And remember that you are being interviewed. So you have to be soft-spoken. And there are times when the interviewer might be wrong, but it is not good to point that out. Because after all, that person will be assessing you. You are not assessing the interviewer. Diplomacy. Diplomacy is very important. And in fact, in our country, from ancient days, this has been emphasized. In Sanskrit, there is a saying, Asatyam apriyam ma bhashati. Asatyam, untruth. Apriyam, displeasing. So do not speak that which is not true. Asatyam. And do not speak that which is not pleasing. Apriyam. So how do we do that? Sometimes the truth might be very, very harsh. But don't say it. Don't hurt anybody's feeling. That is not a good thing to do. We must be diplomatic even when telling the truth. And we must acquire that art. Scheduling and reporting. Now, planning our entire work, and then after the work is completed, being accountable for the work that we have done. That is important. Customer service. We have to always be aware of our customers. A customer does not only mean a person who has gone to buy something at a shop. Any person who is at the receiving end is a customer. When I'm dancing on the stage, the audience is my customer. When you are teaching in your class, your students are your customers. In a seminar, again, the audience is the customer. So whoever you are presenting anything to is your customer, and you have to be aware of their feelings. You have to look from their point of view. If you see your presentation from the point of view of your customers, you will be very successful because you will be able to adjust your communication accordingly. Now, I have been speaking many, many things, but I don't know whether all of you are listening or whether all of you agree or whether I am boring all of you. So please do give some feedback regarding what is going on in your minds. Am I okay? Is my speech making some sense?
No, madam, it's a very good presentation. In fact, we are getting a completely different perspective. So it's
Thank
good.
you so much, Dr. Das. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
We are learning very much from your experience, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So we'll go on to the next slide. Yes, because unless, because actually, see, when you're dancing on the stage, the applause gives you a feedback. You know that, yes, people are enjoying it. But even in class, when I'm teaching directly, to human beings in a class, there I can see their faces, there is eye contact. But here I'm talking to human beings who are there in front of their laptops, and I'm here in front of my laptop. So I don't know what's happening in your minds. So yes, please give feedback. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate the emojis that you're sending. Thank you. So we'll go on to the next slide, please. Yes, the next slide. Is there any problem?
No, ma'am.
No, madam, no.
Can we go to the next slide?
Yes, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Rathore sir. Hello. Hello, Rathore sir. Whoever is handling the PowerPoint, can you change the slide number? Slide. I'm not sure what is happening. Okay, madam. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, the next slide deals with leadership skills. And has Dr. Rathore left? I don't know, because all the points are there. And anyway, so as I said, that many of us complain that maybe 5 or 6 people join an organization at one time, but some people rise. They get promotions very quickly, whereas others don't. So what are the qualities that make a person get promotions and rise? Is Dr. Rathod there? I'm just wondering. He has perhaps left. Should I
No,
telephone him?
ma'am, he's there, but he's having some problem with the laptop. He's trying to resolve it.
Okay. I'm sorry. So anyway, leadership skills. For that, first of all, we need to make decisions quickly. Like there are some people who dilly-dally. Should I do this? Should I do that? But a leader is very quick at taking decisions. Then, just in case you know. So, as I was saying, that decision making is very important in a leader. Then delegating. Sometimes we take on some job or we are assigned some work to do, but it involves a lot of hard work. So what we can do is that we can give other people charge of some part of the work. For instance, today, if you are conducting a seminar, there is so much to do. First of all, planning out the seminar, planning out the topic, then deciding on which resource persons to invite, then printing, inviting the audience, looking after the refreshments, looking after the VIPs when they come, registration. There is so much, and then also handling the finances, all the expenses that are involved in the seminar. There is so much to be done. So you can't do everything yourself. If you try to do it, first of all, you don't have enough time, and you will be so much overloaded, burdened with so much of hard work that you won't be able to do it properly. So it is always a good idea to give others charge. You can make your students involved. Today, if you have a departmental seminar, maybe you can ask 3 students to look after the registration, 3 others to look after the refreshments. And so we're giving the refreshments to people. 3 others to look after the resource persons who have come. Then some more for the finances. So they are all working under you. How do you delegate? First of all, you try to identify people who are good at certain aspects. Like there are some people who are very friendly, who are very outgoing. They will very easily be able to entertain the resource persons. The earlier one. The previous one. Yes, thank you. So you choose the proper people and give them that work. And then you tell them that, look, I think you're fit for this job. You do it. Maybe 2 or 3 can do it together. And then you tell them that you do it. I will be there beside you, but I won't interfere with your work. If you have any problem, you come to me. So in that way, everything gets done. And if you are lucky enough, you can delegate all the work to others, and you yourself can be there to oversee everything and to be present at any point when there is a problem. Then critical thinking. A leader must have the power of thinking, analyzing, and looking at everything from a dispassionate point of view. Then a leader should be able to offer sound advice to the followers. Then attention to detail is also very, very important, because often things get left out, but a leader will look into every point. Then active listening is another very good point, and this has to do with a leader's skills. We often think that what we are doing is right, what we are thinking is the final word. But if we listen to others, we can have many ideas. And from time to time, we can have productive meetings where everybody gets a chance to voice their opinion. So we will know what is happening behind our back, and we will know where we are going wrong. And in meetings, we can get many ideas, because after all, we are human beings with human limitations. So we can get ideas from other people as well, and some of them might be very good. Then we have to know how to build a rapport with everybody who is there, because after all, a leader is in very good terms with everybody who is around him. So we have to be very friendly. We have to know how to get along with people. Sometimes it happens that there are some people who are introverts. Then there can also be fights within your department. So you as the leader should be able to handle the situation and resolve everything. So the next slide actually deals with different